In this video, we're going to have a look at creating some floor constructions, and then we're going to have a look at doing some internal layouts on some parts of the building. First of all, we want to do internal floors. So we'll go to our ground floor by double-clicking the ground floor plan in our project browser over there on the left. Then we go to the Architecture tab and across to the Floor command, and we'll select Floor Architectural. So there are a few options for how to draw out the boundary of the floor. You could use these line or rectangle commands. I'm going to use the Pick Walls command. I do not want it to have an offset, but I do want it to extend to the wall's core. You may remember when we created the wall constructions, we set those core boundaries. So this will extend into that core boundary. Now, as I move the cursor to the wall, I'm making sure I'm on the inside of the wall. And then I will click the mouse, and I'll do that on all four sides of the building. So that gives me the boundary of the floor. Now I'm going to look at the type of floor. So in the Properties Type selector, we've got a couple options here. Well, I don't want a suspended floor. I'm going to go for a ground bearing floor, and we can have a little look at the structure of this by clicking Edit Type. And I'm just going to click Edit. So we can see that we've got 65mm of screed. Then we've got a vapor barrier, and then our insulation, then our concrete, and then a damp proofing layer, sand, and hardcore. So I'm not really interested in changing that on this, but the principles of changing this construction are exactly the same as what we looked at in the external walls video. Functions, materials, thicknesses, click on the layers, and you can move them up and down or delete them and add new ones. So I've selected the type of floor. I now press the big green tick. It's got the floor highlighted. I'll just click off it so it's not highlighted. I'll go to my 3D view, which is in my tab up by here because I've already opened it. But if you need to go to your project browser and double click on it down there, you can do that. And now when we have a look by here, we can see that we have a floor construction on the ground floor. Now I'm going to go to the first floor, repeat the process. So architecture, floor, and pick walls. And then I'm going to change the floor construction to an upper floor. And this one is a sort of concrete composite floor construction, which is quite suitable for this type of building. So I'm just going to select that one, and that will do the job. Big green tick. Now, the floor roof overlaps the highlighted walls. Yes, we would like to cut out that geometry and have them merge together. So let's just have a little look back at our 3D view. And now we have an extra wall. To get a clearer view of this, make sure you haven't got anything selected, any part of the building. Then in the properties of the view, you can scroll down until you get to section box. Tick the section box, and this box appears around the building. If we click on this, and there's a pair of blue arrows on each of the 6 faces, I'm going to grab one of those pairs and just drag it in, chopping the end off the building, and we can now see our floor construction that we've just created. So that is our ground floor, first floor. I'm going to quickly now create a second and a third floor. You'll notice on this level that the walls look a little bit different. And that's because we've got down here, the detail level is coarse, but we'll change it to fine, and then we can see all the hatching like we could on the previous levels. So you'll notice as I'm doing this, the settings that we used previously have all been saved. They're the ones that it's defaulted to. So that makes it much quicker when we're doing that repeat process. And again, the same question, yes, we would. So now when we look at it in 3D view, we can see that we have the ground with the higher ceiling and then each other floor level going up there. And we'll worry about the roof again. Okay, so now I'm going to go to our first floor level. And I want to do a quick layout of hotel rooms. So I'm going to go for the wall command. Now, I don't want a big external wall. We want some sort of partition wall. Okay, so I'm thinking probably some stud wall here. Look, this one, it's got 12p for plasterboard. We've got 75mm studs and another 12p, so I'm going to use that one for now. Again, we could go to the edit type, duplicate it, create some other form of stud wall if we wished. Now I'm just going to click approximately where my sizes are. My room, I want to be 6 by 4.5 meters with a 2 meter square ensuite in the bottom. Now you'll have noticed I did not get those sizes as I did that. The reason being I've just quickly thrown it in. I'm going to show you now how to move these walls around quite accurately and quickly. So I've clicked on the wall, it's brought up a little dimension line down here with a blue dot on either end of the line. I'm going to grab the blue dot on the one side and drag it over until it highlights onto this wall. And now I can see that says 4250. I will click on that and change it to 4500. And that just makes that room a little bit bigger. And I'm going to click on this one. Again, the dimension line with a blue dot either side, drag it down and click on that. And I want that one to be 6000. And then I'll repeat this here. So you always click on the wall that you're looking to move. And that one already is 2000. So that one I'm quite happy with. Okay, so there's our walls. Next, I want to put some doorways in there, some doors. So I'm going to look at the pre-installed ones first here. And we'll use some of these. So the entrance to our hotel room, I'm going to give a 910 wide door. Now, as I position this door, okay, we can see the offsets from various other elements. If I press spacebar, I swing the door from one hand to the other. And if I move the cursor to the other side of the wall, we then get to see the door on the other side. So I'm going to click there now. And then for the ensuite door, I'm going to drop to the next size down, 810 wide, and put it by there.